Yo guys, what is up? It's Krypz and welcome to another Destiny video. So today I'm going to be showing you the Season of the Chosen Pass ornaments. Now these can all be found towards the end of the Season Pass, and I did have to grind all the way up to 97 so I could get this video out to you guys. So please consider dropping a like and subscribing. I'm trying to hit 7,000 by the end of the month. I grinded so hard so I could get this video out. Not gonna lie, this bounty grind absolutely killed me. So please subscribe to save Krypz. So I'm going to be showing off the Legatus Ornament set. Now there's a lot of hate towards this set, but honestly I just want to make this video to show you all and maybe give you some armor combinations for any of you which do like the set, or maybe may sway your opinion on it. And I'm going to be showing you all some shaders as well after I show you the armor combos. I'm going to have a timestamp as well, so you could go ahead and skip to whichever set you want to see, the Hunter, the Warlock and the Titan. Now the Hunter and Warlock are both female, and then the Titan is a male. So for any of you wanted to know, they are the genders I play. But yeah guys, I don't want to keep you all waiting any longer. So the first set I'm going to be looking over is the Hunter set. So here it is in game. I think it looks really nice as a whole, and it's quite unique not having a cape. As you can see at the back, there's no cape to this as there is on the normal version. So I'll be showing you all a bunch of differences between the normal and the ornament. So one of the big changes is the helmet, as you can see. So this is the normal version. I think this looks really nice. I did use this in my last fashion sets video, and it works quite nicely with a lot of dark shaders. But with the ornament, it looks quite cool. Its shaders alright. I wouldn't say it's the absolute best, because on many normal cloaks you could see the gap between here. Like on this it's alright because it's the ornament that matches the set. But as for other cloaks, you have a big gap between the mask and it can look a bit off, and this pattern in here, it doesn't match for a whole lot of armor. So I don't really know much about this mask. It's quite nice, but there's a lot of better pieces in the game. Now the arms are something I quite like. So the normal ones pretty much remove these like big straps that go over, along with these like little bar parts, as you can see. So these big strap parts going over, I think these look really cool, and it's just quite a unique design. So, and the shade is quite nicely as well. So as you can see, you can't change it drastically, but it shades quite nicely and it can work with a lot of armor. And then as for like the chest plate, you know, it's pretty much just added parts over. This whole armor is pretty much just additions over the original, as you can see. So yeah, it's quite nice still, and I think it looks really cool. The only problem I have with the chest plate in this is like these little bag parts here, which makes the bottom end of the torso quite wide. So it makes a lot of like thin leg armor really hard to work with. But there's quite good exotics which work nicely with this. And obviously the boots just add like these dagger parts, and also like, you know, more plating over. And then the cape is pretty much the biggest change of them all. So as you can see, it pretty much completely removes this cape here and just adds this little bit, which I think is really cool. Now I wish Bungie did stuff more like this, but the only issue with this one is that it's themed around like some sort of samurai armor. So it's going to be really hard to pair this with anything else in the game other than like, you know, the Iron Banner gear. So hopefully Bungie will go towards this in the future and just do like scarves and stuff. Some really cool looking capes with like, you know, very short ends. And maybe we could just, you know, mix and match with a bunch of those, because I think hunters look really cool as well without a cape. So as for like armor pieces, exotics wise for this armor, I definitely recommend the Bombardiers. A great match with the set. And other legendary pieces I'd recommend is the Iron True Age armor. So stuff like this is the ornament, but you can also use the normal one. And all stuff like this would look really nice on the armor, as you can see. So I can just change the color around, maybe it's like a light blue. And you know, as you can see, you could try mix and match in. Obviously these don't fully match. I could try looking at something else, maybe skeletal. See, this looks really nice. So obviously the helmet, we can pick something else, but the armor as a whole actually matches, which is quite nice to see. Now if you were to pair this with Doom matches, wait a minute, just need to quickly pause myself. I am talking while editing, so I noticed back that I kept calling the Bombardiers the Dune Marchers. So yeah, I just want to say sorry guys for that. I kept calling them the Dune Marchers. I have no idea why, but yeah, I hope you all can forgive me, and yeah, I'll see you all next time. So I'd probably just use the torso. As for like the arms, you could probably use something else, maybe even like the Iron Will or the Iron True Age arms, or even something like this with the you know, Empyrean. I found that the Canis Luna gear also looks really nice with this gear. So here we go, we'll try with Skeletal now again. As you can see, this is it with the Canis Luna cloak from the Eververse in the Festival Lost event. I think it looks really nice as a whole, as you can see. And yeah, Doom matches are like a great match for the set. There's other pieces which I have from year 1 Iron Banner, which I can go ahead and show you all. So we've got these arms here. This was from year 1. I believe this was the Curse of Osiris arms. So yeah, as you can see again, we'll check with Skeletal because this matches perfectly. You know, so a lot of pieces like this will look really cool. So yeah, the 3 like main pieces I recommend, if you're gonna mix with this set, you want to use Canis Luna set, you want to use the Iron True Age or Iron Pledge, and then also the Dune Matches Exotic. They're like the best matching looks for this set. But yeah, anyways, now it's time we're going to move on to these shaders. So these shaders I picked were some of the ones I thought looked best for this set. So this first one's Callisis Selected, which is from the normal Leviathan raid. This is no longer in the game. Night's Chill offers like a nice blue, with bluey purple to the set. So yeah, this one was from the Season of Undying Pass, which is no longer in the game. Resilient Laurel offers another nice blue, which was from the Dawning Eververse. Crimson Valor adds a nice red. For those of you which have this, it was from the Crimson Days event, which has just been cancelled. Dreaming Spectrum, which was from the last Wish raid. Metro Shift, which was from Bright Engrams and can sometimes be sold in the Brightest store. Iron Mossbone, which is from the Iron Banner, back in Season of Undying. Skeletal, which is the one I'd recommend if you're going to pair this with the Bombardier's Exotic, as the colours just flow really nicely together. And this was from the Festival of the Lost event. So now moving on to the Titan set, here he is in game. It's a very bulky set, and I was mainly excited for the arms in this set, mainly because I like the fact that like one shoulder plate's much bigger than the other, and it can make for some really nice big Titan sets, like bulky ones. So now moving on to the actual pieces. So, you know, obviously the helmet, everyone like, you know, was memeing on this helmet because of how stupid it looked, but honestly I think it doesn't look too bad. As a whole, it doesn't match with like a lot of sets in the game, as like this armor tends to do, is just, you know, be its own thing, which I think is quite nice and different because we don't see that much in Destiny anymore. Now the strong pieces for me in this set would probably just be the mark and the arms. The rest of it I don't think is too special, especially the chest plate. You can find much better chest plates in the game, which can match better with this. For example, the new Celestial chest can work really nicely with this, so I'll show you all right now, and obviously like with a different helmet. But these arms look really cool as a whole. Now I'm going to be comparing the armor first of all to the original, so we get an idea of what's changed. So this quite drastically changed. I actually like this first helmet more. Like if you pair with certain armor, you can make it look really cool. So, you know, with the Celestial chestplate and this helmet. So for me personally, I think this helmet actually looks better than the Ornament. But yeah, the Ornament pretty much just adds on this extension at the top and some different plating on the front. The arms are quite a little bit different. So it's pretty much these arms just normally underneath, and all that's getting added is just this big plating of armor over it. As you can see, it's literally not too much difference other than this big plating coming out, and also some of the armor on the forearm. Now as for the chest plate, it actually isn't too much different, with this gold plating and more bulk to it coming out on the front. But then also this pole on the back, as you can see, this is not present on the other set. But I think this is like a cool aesthetic to have, but honestly as a whole the chest plate isn't too special, and you can find much better chest plates in the game. Now as for the boots, as you can see, it's not too much different from the Ornament as well. Bit of colour differences and a bit more plating added, but it isn't nothing drastic. And then here's the mark. So the mark has quite a bigger difference. So as you can see on the front, it's more of it coming down here, and then with the back on the side, you've got these little parts here, and this new patterning as well. So, you know, it's much nicer, and I think this actually looks really cool compared to the other marks in the game. And I think I'll probably use this quite often in sets, which has a bit of bulk to it, because this mark is quite wide down the end, which will work with a lot of bulky sets. Now moving on to arm, which could work really well with this set. So like I said, the Celestial chestplate will look really good with this set, combined with this helmet, or even the Iron Will helm. You could do something like this with a set, and then, you know, change the boots up for Christ Green, you know, to match with the fur. And yeah, you could just make some really cool things with this one. So as you can see, you know, you could change up the mark a little, but overall I think it's really cool what you can do with these arms. It's the strong point for me of the set is pretty much the mark and the arms. So if I was recommending anything for like a fashion set, I would use these both. Not so much the chest plate and maybe the helmet depending, but if anything I'd choose this helmet over the ornaments. It's also the Krypz green, so I know his colours are a bit different, but if you switch it to something that quite like matches well. So as you can see, it looks really cool, the Krypz green gear on this set, as it has a lot of bulk to it. Other pieces which you wouldn't usually think would work really well would be the Eater of Worlds gear, and as well as this would be the Spire Stars as well. So the Eater and Spire gear work very nicely with this, mainly because of the bulk, and the design's quite similar. So if you were to use any of the old pieces, I'd probably recommend the Spire Stars or Eater, depending on what you prefer. I mean, the Spire Stars is pretty much the exact same as the Eater of Worlds gear, except there's only the fact that, you know, Spire Stars has a bit more bulk to it because of the added pieces of armor. You know, there's a lot of chest plates which will work very nicely with this, and mainly for me it would be the new Celestial chest plate from the new Amethyst set, as you can see here. So we could change the markup, go with something like a bit silver and black, and this could make a really cool set. But yeah, compared to like, you know, the Hunter set, this matches a lot more with various pieces of gear. As you see here, I'm using some of the Year 1 Iron Banner ornaments, but it works very nicely with a lot of different pieces, as you've seen with the Iron Wilhelm. So there's just various things you can use with this, which is quite nice. But yeah, personally I recommend using the arms and the mark. The chest plate isn't nothing special. The helmet you could go with, although I would recommend the normal one better, because this one just doesn't work well with a lot of things. This one is shorter and will just work a lot better with a lot more pieces. Now as for some shaders I'd recommend with this, I would say Iron Strength from the Iron Banner back in Black Armory. Iron Mossbone looks quite nice, like it did with the Hunter set, and this is also from the Iron Banner. Callus's Treasure could look quite cool on the helmet and the arms. Carbon Blood looks quite nice, and this can sometimes be sold in the Bright Dust store. New Age Black Armory looks pretty good, and this is also from the Forges, which are no longer in the game. New Monarchy Succession looks really good on the Titan armor, and this was from New Monarchy back in Year 1. And then we have Resilient Laurel like on the Hunter, which also looks really nice with the set if you're looking for a nice blue colour, like an icy blue. And this was from the Dawning Eververse. But yeah, that's pretty much some shaders I've seen on the Titan and I think look really nice. And yeah, I think it's time to move on to the Warlock. Now moving on to the final set, which will be for the Warlock. So as you can see here, it is in game, and the strong point for me would be the robes on this set. So now moving on to the actual armor. So as you can see, we got this little weird ball design on the shoulders and the helmet. A lot of people think this is a bit weird, but honestly I quite like it. It looks not too bad on it, and you can easily hide it with a different helmet. So yeah, I think you can make this work very well. Although, you know, obviously with the new pieces in the game, like the new Troll's chest, as you can see here, and the new Celestial one from the Eververse, this is going to be harder to use in a set, obviously because I think there are way better options in the game. Now before we actually go into comboing the armor, I want to show you all the differences between the pass and the, you know, the ornament version. So the helmet, as you can see, very different from the original. You know, takes away this weird design. I just don't like this helmet because they're just not even at all here, and overall I just didn't really like the look of it. This as a whole I think looks way better. It's just had some really cool design in, but overall I think looks really cool. The arms aren't much different as they are, you know, Warlock arms. There's not much differences between them normally. So as for the arms, it pretty much just didn't add that much to it. Adds this little ring here and just pretty much a few different colours. Nothing really else, just a little bit of plating as well. If you don't want to go for the ornament, I'd just probably use the normal. It looks quite nice on its own. So yeah, there's not really much difference with the pass version of it. Now as for the chest plate, here is the normal one, and then obviously here's the ornament. I think the normal one does not look good at all. The pass one looks far better than this. I've done a lot more like variation to the set with colour as well. So, you know, you can mix a lot more colours into this one, and then you obviously got this little ball plating with, like, on the back here, as you can see, we got a little nice hornet stack here and a bit of patterning, and I just think overall it's just much better. It's going to be pretty hard to see the boots, so I'm going to switch to something that you could see the boots properly. So probably not going to be much difference, as you can see right here. Really not much difference at all. All I notice is that there's a lot more plating here, so these plating on the legs have just been added to it. But yeah, really not much difference at all. And then moving on to the bond, so as you can see here, just normal there, and with the pass it pretty much just adds these little red bits going around the outside, and this, you know, this dagger type thing here with this like cover. So yeah, I think it looks really cool. I actually really like this bond a lot, and it shaders quite nicely together. I'm going to show you all now actually some shaders. So you know, I think it's pretty cool. A lot of people like the glow stuff though, so if you do like the glowing bonds, you might not like this, as there isn't really much glow to it at all. But now moving on to armor pieces that work really well with this. So obviously most people can have the XR helm. This does not work well with its robes. Just want to show you all that now, because I know a lot of people like this helmet. This don't look good either, because this is like way too detailed. So as for pieces that would work, some of the Celestial may work, because you can like kill the glow off with some shaders. I believe one of these might. Yeah, as you can see, you can like completely eliminate the glow, although you probably want to use something like the Iron Will helm instead. So I think I have it on here. Yep. So Iron Will don't look too bad on this armor. Now other pieces would be the Valkyrian helmet, which looks really nice and would match quite a bit with it. The old Iron Banner gear. Now this is really what shines throughout all the sets, is the Iron Banner gear. It's really made for this. So you know, here it is. Some of these ornaments though you won't have, as these are from the old Iron Banner. This is the Ash Raven's helmet from the Warmind Iron Banner. Even the Iron Remembrance gear will match very nicely with this. The helmet as well, as you can see. So you know, pretty much if you just stick with the Iron Banner gear, I mean there's not much else I can really suggest other than like Iron Banner. I looked at exotics and they don't match too well with the robes, because a lot of the exotics for the Warlock don't like really follow the same sort of look as this armor. As for pieces I would use on this set though, it would be the robes and the bond. I wouldn't really care to like use much else, as they're not really present. There's nothing like, you know, really special about them. The boots look alright, but honestly you could just find much better boots in the game. You know, there's the Legacy Oath, there's the Lucent Knight, there's the Transversive Steps, there's loads of cool looking boots in the game already. These ones are quite detailed, so if you do like quite detailed, then go for these. If you like, you know, minimal, you know, there's Lucent Knight. If you like flashy, you've got Transversive. So you know, these really don't stand out from the rest. And yeah, now I'm going to be moving on to some really nice shaders I think work amazingly well with the armor. So here's Callus is selected from the Leviathan normal. Now this works really nicely if you're going for like a white, black and gold look. Looks really cool, mainly using the white. Here is Nice Chill for a nice like different blending color between the dark and light, and it's just really nice overall. And there's some really cool engravings on the helmet. Crucible Peppermint isn't bad if you want a bit of red on your set, and this was from the Season of the Wavy Crucible Pursuit. Here is the Imperial Opulence, which is from the Menagerie back in Season of Opulence. Here is Skelegal if you want a really dark set, which was from the Festival of the Lost event. Abyssian Gold, another nice dark shader, which was from this season's Eververse. Iron Strength if you want to use a bit of the earthy colours. Begizan Night if you want to go with a bit of a purple, which I think looks quite nice for this set. Dreaming Cast also looks quite nice. And one of the final ones I'd recommend would be Rusted Iron, which is also from the Iron Banner back in Forsaken. This looks really cool as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all three of the sets I wanted to show off. The shaders are quite similar to each other, mainly because, you know, the armor is so similar and only certain colors really work with the armor. Mainly earthy colors, I'd say. That's why the Iron Banner works so well with it. It's because it utilizes a lot of the earthy colors in the game. And obviously gold also looks really cool on this. So, you know, shaders like Gold Leaf and other golds like Golden Trace will look quite nice. I've seen better results with like more of the Iron Banner gear and other of the more gold Iron Banner shaders. But yeah, overall just let me know what you all think of them in the comments. I know they're very different and there's a lot of negative opinions on them, but I actually think they can look really nice depending on what piece you are using. But yeah, I worked very hard to get this video out as soon as possible, so please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know what you all think of them in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.